I know that it was, you want to go ahead and record? Okay, so I remember that you saying it was a really hard time when you were born.
Mm-hmm.
And then your dad had trouble with the pigs, or
Yeah,
so what year you were born in?
1934, and my parents had been through the Depression, and they'd been through losing their entire herd of cattle to, I think it's bangs, some kind of disease. And then later on they lost their pigs to another, I think one of them was bangs disease. But they were in a very tight circumstance, and then I came along and my mother was in the hospital 3 weeks and had a very difficult time when I was born. And
did she have to have a cesarean?
yes, she did.
She had a cesarean? Wow,
That
the
was
old-fashioned kind.
A long time ago, and she did, but her health was in such poor shape that the stitching came out and they had to be redone, and so she ended up being in the hospital 3 weeks. My aunt came and took care of me and the household, and so it was a very hard time.
Was that her sister that came? Or?
Yeah, Aunt Grace.
Aunt Grace. Wow.
Yes.
And along the way, in those war years, you guys needed a car. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, later on when my grandpa Sprang was living with us and my mother was chosen to take care of him, he was diabetic and they'd amputated his leg, I think, above the knee. So he needed a lot of care, but they didn't have a reliable vehicle. So my dad remembered he had played basketball on a team in high school, and one of his friends he knew was, I think, a car dealer, I believe it was, and so he went. At that time, you just couldn't buy a car. They were rationed, and you had to have a special dispensation almost to get a car. And so he went to his friend and explained his situation, that he needed reliable transportation because his father was ill, he had the farm to keep and all that, and he was able to get a car. That was a great day.
What kind of car was it?
It was Chevy.
So it was a 4-door?
Yep, 4-door, black, and lasted a long time. Yeah,
That's great.